Hi, I'm Bev Phillips, Volunteer Services Director with United Way of Hancock County. Every year, the nation celebrates National Volunteer Week. During this week, people all across America will be sharing their stories about volunteering and how it has impacted their lives. The Volunteer Center would like to encourage you to volunteer to change the world. We would like to take this opportunity to share with you how this community, our world, has continued to answer that call. Please watch these compelling stories of those who have volunteered and those they have helped.
Days of Caring is a couple days out of the year where we can get out of the office and help in the community to better the community, do different things, painting, cleaning up, just have a lot of fun with the area community.
Well, it certainly has given us the opportunity to have folks come out and help us with some projects that on a nonprofit budget we don't always have a lot of maintenance time to give to. Things like trimming trees, those kind of things, even require some professional experience, and those aren't people that we keep on staff, nor can we always afford to have that done. So that was a great experience for us to have them come out and do that.
At the Family Resource Center, we did some landscaping, cut bushes down, cut a tree down, which was very interesting. Had to call in some help and made the place look a lot better and had some fun.
Family Resource Centers is the local children serving and family serving mental health agency in town. We have a contract with our local Adamus board to be able to provide those services regardless of a person's ability to pay. So we can provide counseling, we can provide medication services, we can provide parent education, we can provide home-based counseling, all those kind of things regardless of a person's ability to pay.
For Days of Caring, we try to put together a team from First Federal of 4 to 5 people that can either work on the same project or another project, just to be out and doing community well.
Days of Caring certainly is a great targeted kind of couple of days where we can do some hard physical labor kinds of projects, which is typically what we try to pick. But our agency utilizes volunteers throughout the year for several different things. One being a weekend retreat for middle school students in November, and we are always looking for people willing to come in and serve dinners, come in and be willing to work with the kids in a group format. The amount of volunteerism that happens in that one weekend alone is enormous, because that's a 36-hour retreat. We also do another one in the spring, which is limited to a school day, that we can always use, again, volunteers to serve meals, to work with the kids in group formats, be leaders and role models for the kids as well.
We enjoy working together as a team for First Federal and helping the community.
Our organization focuses on caring for terminally ill patients. We use volunteers in a lot of different capacities. The hospice movement actually started as a volunteer movement, so we've really tried to keep that component. But here in Findlay, we use volunteers to provide respite for our patients. They may go into a home and sit with the patient for a couple of hours to give the caregiver a break. They may visit a patient in a nursing home, just going in, providing some friendly visits, some emotional support.
As a volunteer, I sat with patients. If the caregiver would like a break, I may visit with the caregiver if the patient's sleeping. You may just, do whatever they ask. If they want you to read to them, you read to them. You do whatever you need to do when you're there.
We also have specially trained volunteers who are members of our vigil team. They are trained to sit with patients who are actively dying so that they don't die alone, or to provide emotional support for the family at the bedside during the last few hours and days of life.
I feel like I'm helping someone else. I feel like I'm giving back. I really enjoy it. I feel like I'm helping. I'm maybe putting a smile on somebody's face.
We also use volunteers to help with fundraising campaigns. We also have a group of volunteers who comes in and just does different clerical support in our office, answers phone, does filing, lots of general things like that.
I got involved. I had hospice for my husband, and I thought it was a wonderful organization, and they did wonderful things for us, and I wanted to give back. My husband was on hospice. He was in the nursing home, and they just did. There's one story that my husband wanted to live to see my son graduate. We knew it probably would not be possible, so the hospice nurse asked us if we had a gown for my son, and we did. So he went to school and got the gown. He came back and put his graduation gown on, and we took pictures, and my husband seen him and everything. And that night my husband passed away, so in my husband's mind, he did see his son graduate.
We do have all of our volunteers go through a 21-hour training program. It's very extensive. We want to give our volunteers a good foundation and a good base to work from, so that way we know them well, but also so that we can make sure they have the right information when they're going in and working with our patients and their families.
I want to give back. I want to do something that I feel good about, and this is very much so.
Well, this year we were involved in Make a Difference Day, and it was Millstream Makes a Difference. And we also like them to volunteer for United Way Day of Caring. There are some programs at Millstream that do their own service learning projects, and the one that particularly comes to mind is the welding program. They weld three-wheel carts together for the PET projects, which is a project that sends three-wheel carts over to third world countries for amputees.
We were involved by allowing students, since I don't have a program, we took the initiative to have my English students donate products, as well as the other buildings, Millstream North, Millstream South, to Chopin Hall. Those products specifically in need were personal hygiene items, shampoo, shaving cream, soap, those types of items. Overall, the students donated well over 300 and some items, which really was a benefit to the Chopin Hall.
Yes, we had cosmetology involved. They were doing makeovers. We had the multimedia program involved. They were taking family photos for families that could not afford their own photos. So basically they would get their hair and makeup done and then go over and have their picture taken.
During the Make a Difference Day, I had done maybe 6 or 7 people's hair, and we had different shifts. We all rotated. We met very many different people. Some I would have never met before, a lot of them from the flood.
Students had a great time doing it. They readily had items at home, toothpaste, toothbrushes. In addition, we had our automotive technologies. They offered free vehicle inspections to see if there were some minor issues mechanically that automobiles needed. Our medical technology students offered free blood pressure testing and some routine regular health services to those that needed it as well. And then finally, our childhood education area provided activities for children while their family members or friends were busy doing other activities.
Our program, we go to a church. This will be our second time going to church on Main Street, where we do cleaning of the church, upstairs and downstairs, and it's a very related skills for us to do. Some of the other people do painting for casa on Wilson's windows. Some the Building and Grounds program, they go and do some groundkeeping for areas.
It made me feel good just because I could tell that they felt a lot better, and they also got their pictures taken, and they left feeling much better about themselves, and so did I.